Hey guys, it's Drummond. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you know whenever I'm posting my next video. Also, make sure you go check me out on Instagram and Snapchat and Facebook because I post lots of different content on those social media platforms as well. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about looks. So I feel like a lot of us base our judgments on other people as well as ourselves based upon our looks. And honestly, it's hard not to because that's kind of the first impression that you get of anyone. And I mean, when it comes to the dating apps and social media, it's really something just as shallow as judging someone off of their looks, mainly because that's really all you've got to go on. So when it comes to dating, I am 100% for meeting people in person and seeing how they are, because for me, it doesn't matter how good looking you are. If you're an asshole, then I do not want anything to do with you. I will say that when it comes to looks, yes, there are people that I find attractive and maybe I would go a little bit further to help them than someone that I didn't find attractive. If I was in a mood where I was just like, I don't feel like doing something. I try to be the type of person that I treat everyone equally, but we all see people that we have crushes on and we're just like, oh, maybe if I go this little bit extra that person will notice me. And it's just how society works. And yes, it's not something that I'm proud of. It's not something that I think we should do. It's just something that we do. And that just means that we have to make sure that we're taking advantage of the things that we do have in life. So I will most definitely say that when it comes to people watching my YouTube channel, I am aware that people watch my YouTube channel sometimes because they like the way that I look. And honestly, I hope that when it comes to my content, that people maybe start watching it because they think that I look a certain way and they like that. But I really hope that they continue to watch because they feel like that I put out really good content that helps them. When it comes to those types of things, there are people that are going to be superficial, and those are things that we are judged upon. I honestly believe that when it comes to looks, it's something that we were given and it's something that you should use to your advantage. I definitely don't feel like you should be the type of person that takes advantage of people by manipulating them, by making them think that you like them just because they find you attractive, because I think that's extremely horrible. But I am 100% for if you're attractive and you think that people will pay attention to you and you can move them towards helping towards a good cause, I'm 100% for that. I feel like saying that someone can't use their looks to move forward in life is saying that people who are naturally smart shouldn't be allowed to use their brains, and we all know that that's not the case. So on a side note to someone who gets attention because of the way that they look, I think another thing that happens is we a lot of times judge ourselves upon the way that we look compared to other people. You have to realize that when it comes to confidence, it's really all about how you view yourself. So someone else can tell you that you're unattractive, but if you have confidence in yourself, you're like, that person's crazy. I know that I'm an attractive person and it doesn't matter what they think. Whereas if you're insecure and someone says you're unattractive, everything kind of just melts down. And I will say that I was most definitely like that growing up. I felt like there was a lot of other people that were getting a lot of attention, and a lot of people pointed out things that made me feel insecure about myself. And that just kind of sat inside of me and just like boiled me down to feel like I was really worth nothing. And I feel like there's a lot of people who comment stuff on my YouTube videos saying that I'm attractive and saying that they wish that I was their boyfriend. And it feels really nice to know that there's people out there that feel that way about me, but I think from my childhood, I still suffer a little bit from the idea that there's tons of people out there that don't find me attractive. There's tons of people out there that have put me down. And honestly, when you put yourself out on YouTube, there's 1,000 different people that are sending you hateful comments. You guys won't see them because I delete them before they get to my channel for you guys to read. But I do get lots of hateful comments, and I've really had to kind of grow and learn how to ignore them. And I really just had to sit there and like talk to myself and realize that my confidence comes from within. My confidence is built from what I think of myself as a person, and I can't let the outside world interfere with that. And that's really good advice that I would love to give to all of you, because honestly, there's people like Zac Efron, there's people like Seth Rogen, and both of them are considered attractive by a lot of different people. But the people who usually consider Zac Efron attractive don't really consider Seth Rogen attractive. But that doesn't mean that there aren't thousands of people out there that think Seth Rogen is attractive. And I've used this before if you've watched a couple of my other videos, talked about this, just because one of my life coaching clients that I have was talking to me about how his life would be better if he looked like me, like the Zac Efrons of the world. And I was like, I really appreciate that compliment, the fact that you like categorize me there with Zac Efron, because honestly I feel like he's in his own category and he also makes me feel insecure about the way that I look. I actually have a poster over here in my room of him from the Baywatch movie, just because I'm trying to encourage myself to work out and become more healthy so that I am more secure in my body. But when it comes to people, you can't compare yourself to other people. You can't be like, well, if I looked like you, my life would be better, because honestly, we all struggle with issues. And I will also let you know that I've had a lot of people tell me that if they looked like me, they wouldn't have as many problems in the world. And I'm like, honestly, when it comes to problems, we all have them. No matter what you look like, you're going to be faced with problems. We're all faced with problems on a daily basis. But if you live life thinking that if you were this way, or if you lived here, or if you had money, life would be better, you will be extremely surprised when you get to that point and realize that happiness doesn't really come from any of those things. I know that there's tons of people who get like plastic surgery done just because they feel like if they look different, they would be happier. But honestly, happiness is something that comes from within. It's not something on the outside. It doesn't come from money. It doesn't come from a nice car. It doesn't come from having a hot boyfriend. It honestly is something that you have to find inside. So when it comes to looks, yes, I've been told I'm attractive. I've also been told that I'm unattractive. But you have to realize that it's how you feel about yourself. So you've really got to dig down deep and figure out ways to love the way that you look no matter what. Because honestly, I struggled a lot with personal image. It was something that I had to put a lot of effort in, but you also have to realize that a lot of times it's self-sabotage. A lot of people will say, I'm not gonna ever be the Zac Efron, so I'm not even gonna try. And then they just kind of stop doing their hair, stop shaving their face, start eating a lot, start gaining a lot of weight, and they just start to like let themselves go. And you have to realize that you have to look at yourself in the mirror every day and just be like, I love myself. And I will say that that is a constant struggle for a lot of people, and even for myself, I am constantly trying to find ways to like always improve myself. Anytime where I have an insecurity, I'm just like, how can I fix that? Where did that insecurity come from? And you just got to realize that looks don't solve problems, money doesn't solve problems, and when it comes to looks, I am aware that when it comes to looks, maybe people will do things for you. But there's just as many people who believe that because of your looks, you don't deserve anything. So no matter what, there's always going to be a push and pull effect. And you can't constantly live your life wishing that you were someone else or looking like something else. Because honestly, it's not going to solve any problems. Life doesn't get better when it comes to other things. It's all about how you view life. And if you're constantly thinking that your life would be better if you were someone else, then you're going to live a miserable life, just because even if you did wake up one day and you looked like that other person, you would eventually go, well, maybe if I looked like this person, because he's even more better looking. Because I guarantee you, I've come across people who find Zac Efron, and maybe you're one of them, unattractive. And no matter who you are, there are people who don't believe that you deserve what you have, or there are people that think that you're ugly as hell, and you can't let that affect the way that you see yourself. You've got to be able to look in the mirror and just be like, damn, I'm sexy. And that's something that I work on all the time. I've struggled with it my entire life, and honestly, I think it stems back to when I was a kid and people made fun of me, and it just kind of affected me into my adulthood life. And even though I've had people on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Snapchat telling me that I'm extremely attractive, it really only increases like my confidence level like this much. And all it takes is like one person to be like, you're ugly, and then it just kind of smashes that level of confidence I gained. And I completely understand why people are constantly suffering from self-image issues, because we're constantly shown people like Zac Efron who have been airbrushed in their photos and made to look perfect. And we look at it and we're like, man, I will never look like that. Honestly, unless you go to a photographer and have them edit you, you probably won't look like that. Zac Efron does not look like that most of the time. It's in his pictures where they've edited things, and you just have to realize that when you look at yourself, you can't compare yourself to other people and hate yourself for that. Because when you wake up and you look at yourself in the morning, it should be with nothing but love, because that's what's important. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I am doing a lot this month, so hopefully you guys are entertained by any of them. If you have any suggestions, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. I'm making as many videos as I can for the month, and then I'm doing a special giveaway of some of my merch that I have. I've got the new Drummond Culture t-shirts I've been giving out. I'll actually be leaving a link in my next couple of videos. There won't be any on this one. I haven't finished the questions and stuff for that, but be looking out for that because I will be giving away some merch in December, but I need you guys to send me your information to send it to you now so that you can get it before Christmas or whatever holiday you guys celebrate. But hopefully you guys are having a great day, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.